So I am now going to do a book tag that I was not tagged to do, but it looks really interesting if I look down. I'm looking at my stack of books and the questions which are on my nook. The Jordan Journals did this, and I thought it was such a good idea. It's so cute, and it combines my two favorite things, and that's coffee and books, and it's called the Coffee Book Tag. So I really wanted to do it, and it was created by, oh, I don't know, it doesn't say. I'll see if I can find out and put her channel in the link. Because this is a really, really good idea, and it's fascinating. So the first one is called Black Coffee, and that is the name of a series that's tough to get into, but has hardcore fans, and I don't really have an answer for this. I don't know. I guess the first thing I thought of was Twilight, which I liked the first book okay, but then it just kind of went downhill as the series went on. But I don't really know other than that, most of the series that have a hardcore following, I really love. So I don't know. Let me know what your answer to that would be. I think she said the Jordan Journals. I think she said the Vampire Diaries or something like that. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think. Question number 2 is Peppermint Mocha, a book that gets more popular during the winter or festive time of year. And for me, this is sort of random, and I don't know if any of you would agree, but I always get a little bit nostalgic, and I reread Little Women at Christmas time. I don't know why. I have no rhyme or reason to this. I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I think it's because it's a book about family and being together, and it just gives me the warm fuzzies. So I always end up rereading this. Late fall comes around and I'm like, oh, it's the end of November, beginning of December, and I just have the urge to pick this up. I don't know why. But yeah. The next one is question 3, Hot Chocolate. What's your favorite children's book? And that would have to be this series. This is called The Tiara Club by Vivian French. And it's this adorable little, really, for little children, about this group of girls who is going to this, academy to learn how to be princesses. And it's all about, their misadventures, and I don't know, it's really, really cute, and I loved these when I was younger. This one's called Princess Charlotte and the Birthday Ball. And there's a whole lot of them. Look how big the print is. And there's pictures, which is the best. There's 69 pages in this, so super uber duper short, but adorable nonetheless. Question 4 is Double Shot of Espresso. Name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. I don't have it with me. I would really like to own it, and that is called The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult. I've read this 2 or 3 times now, and if you have not read this book for some reason, where have you been? And why haven't you read it yet? This is such a fabulous, amazing book. And it's won all kinds of awards, and for very good reason. It's amazing, and it made me both emotional and sad, and made me question so much, while at the same time telling a really good story and keeping me guessing. And if you haven't read anything by Jodi Picoult, most of the time, in every single book, there's this twist, right at the end, that just grabs you, and you don't see it coming, and you will be surprised. And a couple of times I've managed to guess the ending, or the twist that's coming. I'll be like, oh, I bet that's gonna happen. But with this, I didn't see any of it coming at all, ever. And I'm pretty intuitive about these things most of the time. 98% of the time I can guess an ending, or I can guess who's gonna end up together, I can guess a twist, but not this time. So it's definitely Definitely worth a read. Starbucks, name a book you see everywhere. I'm gonna actually use this book twice, and that's Clockwork Princess. This book is everywhere, and for good reason, because this book is amazing, but I'll get to that in a moment. Number 6 is That Hipster Coffee Shop. Name a book by an indie author. Oh, give a book by an indie author a shout out. So, like Jordan, I don't really know what indie author means. Like what? I don't know. Like a small town, like your neighborhood kind of author, or like a not very well known author. I don't know. So she modified this question and said name a book that you read before it was mainstream, but I'm gonna give my interpretation of the first one. The book I read before it was mainstream, Cinder by Marissa Meyer, which you now see everywhere, and I will actually link Jordan's videos to like her reviews on these books below, because they are fantastic and hilarious. And I love this girl, the Jordan Journals. Links below, because she's amazing. But they're so good. But I read Cinder before everybody else did. So, and winter's coming up. But I will give this book just a little shout out, which I have to reread because I don't really remember. But this was a really interesting book when I first read it, and it is called My Favorite Band Does Not Exist, and the dust cover's over there because something you will learn about me, because I will probably reference this a lot, I hate dust covers with a passion. So I take them off and I put them in a special drawer, and that drawer is over there. And I don't actually know how to say this guy's last name, and I don't know his first name because it's on the dust cover, but I got this at like the bargain basement of my library where you can buy discount books, and I found this one. I'm like, My Favorite Band Does Not Exist. That seems really interesting, and it was. So, plus look, it's like two-toned. How cool is that, man? So the next question, question 8, the perfect blend. Name a book or series that was both bitter and sweet, but ultimately satisfying. And here's where Clockwork Princess comes back in. The Infernal Devices trilogy. I actually read this before I read The Mortal Instruments. And I pretty much cried my way all the way through this book. Just from start to finish, tears. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what to say. Like, I cried because it's the last book, and I am absolutely 100% totally in love with these characters. I cried because the ending, but yeah, both endings. Like, two things, two characters, and if you've read this book, I think you'll know who I'm talking about. But in the end, oh my goodness, Cassie Clare, you can wrap up a book like no other, because the way that she ends this is just, like, beautiful and very satisfying. Like, you weren't left like, I wonder what happens, because she gives you. It's beautiful and perfect. And I actually think I skipped one because I pulled out another book, and I know, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. I have one more book that I haven't talked about yet, and I thought the question was like, name a book you were expecting more from, but I guess not. Maybe that's another. Oh yeah, there it is, right there. Question 7. I skipped from 6 to 8. Question 7 says, "Oops, I accidentally got decaf. Name a book you were expecting more from," and that is Sever by Lauren DiStefano. And as you can see, I'm still not done with it. I did like a little to be read at the end of March kind of video, and this was in it. That was like a week or so ago, and I still haven't read this. I actually haven't read any of those books that I talked about. I just have been super busy, and they're really hard to get through. So I just expected more from this. I absolutely loved Wither, which was the first book in this trilogy. And then the second one let me down, and this one it's letting me down too. So there's that. Maybe it'll get better. I've got this much book left. We'll see. Maybe it can give me a dramatic turnaround. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. So yeah, there you go. There's this little tag I wasn't tagged to do. I will see you guys later. Bye!